Hey YouTubers, on today's video I am installing a Hummingbird 525, yes a 525, I'm not into high-tech Hummingbirds, onto a 2016 tracker boat. It is model number, it's the Pro V16 Guide, and they have made it a little rough, so I'm going to show you the best I can here of how I've been working on this thing for a couple hours now, trying to figure out the best way to run my transducer cable. I have nothing up front, which is where I want to mount this thing. So I opted to go under the boat on the inside, and what I did was, let me see if I can flip this around here, but this is the trolling motor, or the fish finder I want to mount, and we're going to go right there with it. Okay, now this thing's not letting me do nothing here. What I had to do basically was I had to take the center floor out, which I didn't think I'd be able to do, but I did it. There's probably 8 screws that hold this on. Okay, there's I took out the drains in the floor, if you can see those. There's one there, and there's one up here. And I kind of used that, and it came right out. It was, it's the treated plywood, covered in that non-slip, instead of using carpeting. You know, they put in that non-skid floor, which is kind of nice. But I thought, my goodness, so this is a 16-foot boat. And what I did, I have one transducer from a Lowrance that came with the boat, and that's mounted right down here. And they got the wire run up, and it goes up and it goes into this boot right here. Well, that boot only goes as far as the steering wheel, or and I didn't want to go that far, so what I did, like I said, I took the floor out, and I got myself some 75 ohm cable and cut it in half. And right here is where I went in and came through there. Here's the floor out of the boat, and there's my cable right there. I had to make one hole just above where the fuel tank is at. And I figured, okay, I'm home free now. So I started going, went underneath the live wells, and I thought, oh, I got this covered now. Until I reached here. And what happened was, they have that foam, spray-in foam, and there was a big ball of it right there, which was not letting me get in. There is actually a cup holder that is right here. Okay, now they have this, I can't get to it right now, but they have that pre-wired for your putting a fish finder up front. But I did not want to mount it to the trolling motor, just for the simple fact that I'm not always going to be using that trolling motor. So I want it something up front other than the rants that it came with by the steering wheel to look for my fish, and the depth of the water, and you know that, and basically the structure is all I'm interested in. So I finally made it through and got that wire. And what I had to do, that foam that I was talking about was underneath this little door right here. And this door on a regular stock tracker boat, that holds your foot controls. Okay, your foot control comes out that hole right there. I had to cut another hole right here, and inside that hole was that foam. There it is right down there. Okay, so what I did was I busted that foam up a little bit, and just enough, if you hit it right in the center with, and I just used pry bar with the tip on there, and I went right down the center of this and pushed down as hard as I could and lifted up. It broke loose from the floor of the boat. So basically that foam is still going to work, because it's going to hit the bottom of that little drawer, or door I should say. So the worst part of it's over, at least I think for me. So what I'm going to do is I've got something now to fish through from the back of the boat all the way to the front. And I made my hole by the fuel tank wide enough to fit the plug-in for the transducer. So my transducer, like I said, I've got the factory one was put on the right side of the boat from, it's just a Lowrance cheapo fish finder. So I'm going to set my other one, and I'm going to set it right in here, and then just basically just run my wire right down to it. So it was a job, but I checked on YouTube and there was not anything showing a tracker boat, the model number that I had, which is the Pro V16 Guide 2016. And there's the picture of the boat right there. So it's a lot of work, but I wanted to have 2 fish finders in there. There's the center. Took out the center floor of the boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that wire through and hook up that transducer cable. Pull that through. Put the floor back in. Hook up the fish finder to the front, and I am done. So tracker boats, I love them. They're cheap enough to get you out on the water, and that's about it for this video. So if you have any questions or anything, put comments down at the bottom. Let me know what you think of the video, and good luck on the lake fishing.